Parama Karuna. Parama Karuna, the greatest mercy. Pahun Duijana, Nitai Gaura Chandra. That Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya are giving this highest mercy. Sabhavatara Sara Shiromani Kevalananda Kanda. That this path reaches to the highest level of bliss. And because it's being given by these two lords. They are the essence of all incarnations. Because this is why Krishna appears in this material world, in any of his incarnations. Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect my devotees. That's the first thing. And then the next thing is vinashaya chadushkritam, to destroy the rascals and demons, the miscreants. Vinashaya, right? Dushkrita. Dushkrita literally means miscreants. So he comes to protect the devotees and, incidentally, to destroy the miscreants. But when he comes, he's always accompanied by his eternal associates. And they display all the wonderful pastimes of the spiritual world to show us how to relate to Krishna, to teach this art of loving Krishna. And just like in Bhagavad-gītā, Arjuna and Krishna are friends. In fact, Arjuna is even ordering Krishna, please take my chariot out in the middle of the two armies so I can see who's here and what's going on. And then Arjuna gets overwhelmed. Oh, I can't fight with my relatives. This is horrible. This is going to ruin everything. We're all going to be miserable. It's terrible. I can't do it. I'm going to go to the forest. And then Krishna says, why are you speaking like this? Yes, this is Daurbalya, Hridaya Daurbalya, weakness of heart. This weakness of heart should not be heard coming from a great warrior like you. Why are you talking like this? This does not lead to higher planets, it leads to infamy. The real duty is that you have to fight. Now, what is your problem, Arjuna? And he says, well, I can't kill my relatives and my guru and all this other, but I can't not fight either, because that wouldn't be good either. I can't figure out what to do. Krishna, please solve my problem. So at this point, the relationship changes. And it's like, now Arjuna is like, crying on Krishna's shoulder. What can I do? How can I solve my problem? But what does Krishna do? He immediately puts Arjuna in his place. While speaking learned words, you are lamenting for what is not worthy of grief. The wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. And Arjuna's like, oh, what does this mean? And then Krishna begins to explain everything. We're spirit souls, we're eternal, don't worry, just work for me, do this. Offering as your work as a sacrifice to me, then everything will go great. Take this transcendental knowledge, put it into yoga and like that. And then Arjuna is like confused. Well, now wait a minute. You say you want me to fight, but then you also say you want me to follow the path of knowledge. Which I don't get it. Which way do you want me to go? My inclination is I want to run away from here and go hide in the forest. So then Krishna explains, okay, well, this is what people do in the forest. They do the yoga system, and he explains the whole yoga system. You put a mat on the ground, cover it with a deer skin, sit on it, fasting, celibate, blah, blah, blah. Just control the airs with the life breath and, meditate on the Lord and da, 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 da. And Arjuna says, I can't do that. No way, I can't control my mind. My mind is like all over the place, That's why we're having this talk, right? So then Krishna begins to describe, actually, okay, then just fix your mind on me. And he begins to describe his transcendental position. I'm the taste of water, the sound in ether, the intelligence in man, the sound of the syllable Om, and so on and so on and so on. And then Arjuna says, let me see, if you're claiming to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, let me see your universal form. So then Krishna manifests this gigantic universal form, thousands of heads and eyes and mouths and fire coming out of, all the soldiers and all the demigods rushing into the fire blazing from his mouth at the destruction of the cosmic creation. And Arjuna is like, ah, Krishna. You can't deal with it. It's too much. He's overcome with fear. He's overwhelmed by God's majesty and his intense greatness. So, what does he say? Krishna, thanks for showing me that. Now, please manifest your four-arm form and your two-arm form. You see? Even Arjuna, the greatest warrior in the world, is overcome with fear when he sees how great Krishna is. So what does Krishna do? He manifests a human-like form that his devotee can love. See? And it's this form in which Krishna says, give up everything and surrender to me. He doesn't say that in his universal form. What does he say? Time I am, destroyer of the worlds. Whoa, it's hard to love that form. Very hard to love that form. But the two-armed form, or even the four-armed Vaikuntha form, is very easy to love. Because that form is on a human scale. So this is how Krishna relates to his devotees. He manifests a form, especially for each and every one of his devotees, that is just the perfect form for that particular devotee to love with all their heart. See? In this material world, especially in the first part of life, we're searching everywhere. Let me find somebody to love. Let me find somebody. Oh, let's see. No, not that one. No, maybe this one. No, that's not going to work. Let's try this one. Oh, no. And this goes on and on and on and on. And maybe if you're lucky, you have a relationship that sticks together for a few months or years. But it eventually has to end. And it's not perfect. It's never perfect. Or even if it's really good. I mean, as an astrologer, I often see, different charts. And there's a way that you can analyze the compatibility. I've never seen two charts better than about 80% compatible. So even the most compatible people in this material world, there's going to be about 20% that's not compatible. There's always going to be something about the other person that you won't like, and there's always going to be something about you that the other person doesn't like. Welcome to planet Earth. So that's not true of Krishna. First of all, Krishna has no bad qualities at all. Occasionally he acts a little rascally, but it's all in love, it's all in good mood. But anyway, Krishna's form that he manifests for his devotees has exactly the qualities, exactly the mood, exactly the features that devotee most cherishes and most loves. So the perfect love object is Krishna. You can find some aspect of Krishna. Everyone can find some incarnation or expansion or pastime or quality of Krishna that they just absolutely adore. You see? And so we can approach Krishna in that way. He says, Ye yata mang prapadyante. I respond to the devotees in the way that they surrender unto me. If they surrender in conjugal love, then I reciprocate in conjugal. If they surrender as a parent, then I become their son. If they want me as a friend, then I become their friend. If they want me as a master, then I accept their service. You see? Whatever relationship we want with Krishna, that's okay. As I said earlier, his supreme position is unchallengeable. No one can defeat him. No one can change his supreme position, his supreme nature. So, well, what's the problem? He can relate to us in any way that we want to relate to him. There's no problem for him. He has unlimited resources. unlimited time, unlimited energy. So He will accept our service. He will accept our love in any way that we want to offer it to Him. The point is to offer our love to Him. You see? To give up the trying to love this material world or the people in it, and to just offer our love to Krishna. That's what Krishna wants. And He asks again and again and again for this in the scriptures. So if we just give that to Krishna, He gives His very self to the devotee. See, this is the reciprocation. You know? And it's not that you can force Krishna to manifest. You can't force Krishna to appear. There's nothing that we can do. It's not like, if you chant 1,000,000 rounds or, give $1 million or, do all these things. Krishna's not